Stop settling. You know you're not happy. You know you don't really like this person. You know that you deserve better. What are you doing? Hey you guys, it is Sierra Angelique and I am here with a video that is a little bit more different than usual. I want to talk to the women who are settling. The reason that this is so important to me is because I've settled. I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I did when I settled, okay? So I'm going to be looking down at my paper because if you have ADD like me, you know that it is a little difficult to kind of stay on track. I try to go off the dome with stuff, but that doesn't work for me. So I'm gonna look down, but don't be alarmed, okay? I'm trying. Hopefully one day I'll have all of this stuff together, but right now we have to look down at the notes. All right, so you're dating this dude. And or you could be dating this girl. I'm not, it doesn't matter. Dating this dude, dating this girl, whatever the case may be. They don't give you flowers. They don't compliment you. They don't uplift you. They don't support you. You recognize all of these things. You know that you don't like it, but yet you're still staying, okay? You're still there. Here's where your brain begins to get all fogged up and starts gaslighting you, okay? Your own brain starts to gaslight you because again, this is what happened to me. No, mine was actually a little bit worse. Anyway, he does all of those things, okay? So like I said, he doesn't give you flowers. He doesn't compliment you. He doesn't uplift you. He doesn't support you. Occasionally, he stepped out of your relationship or marriage. He's even went as far as leaving you, but he comes back, right? These are all of the things that you recognize, you see that he's doing. You know that you don't like any of these things that he's doing, but yet you're still there, okay? Your brain begins to kind of gaslight you with some of these things because you feel like, and this is where it gets tricky. Well, he might cheat on me sometimes. He doesn't compliment me all the time. He doesn't give me flowers. He really doesn't date me like that. But he doesn't hit me. He always comes back when he leaves, but he comes back. He has a job. And he really doesn't love those other women. Like, he may be with them sometimes, but he does not love them the way that he loves me. That is where your brain starts gaslighting you. You know that this man is not doing right by you. But because he's not hitting you, because he comes back, because of all of these things, you think that it's still okay to stay with him. Wrong. Very, very wrong. You deserve so much better than that. So let me tell you what happened to me in my first marriage, okay? That marriage only lasted a year, but let me tell you how stupid I was. We already had a gang of problems. A lot of problems. I never should have married him, and I knew that I shouldn't have married him, but I did it anyway because I was pregnant and I thought that it was the right thing to do. If you've watched my very first YouTube video, you know that I already had 2 kids prior, right? 2 different fathers. So now this would be a third father. Trust me, I know. So in my head, I'm thinking, well, you have 2 out of wedlock already, so you might as well get married. He had already proposed to me before I was pregnant anyway. So that's one thing I can say. The baby did not force the proposal. He had proposed to me naturally without a pregnancy. But I definitely wanted to make sure I went through with the marriage once I found out I was pregnant for sure. Regardless of the fact that he had shown me every sign in the world that he was a bad guy, okay? Anyway, we had an argument one night and my son was probably 5 or 6 months old. I was extremely stressed out. He was not helping me in the way that I needed him to help me. And we just had an argument, right? It was one of those things where it's like, I need you to help me. I noticed that he was in the room, door closed, on his phone. Like, dude, like, I need you to help here, okay? I'm drowning, all right? I need help. It turned into an argument that ended up him saying something very insulting to me. I returned and said something very insulting to him. Next thing you know, he left. Well, he was gone for about a day or two, and because something like this had kind of happened before, I was under the assumption that he went to his mother's house. Well, his car ended up breaking down because he had called me in like the midst of this little, like him not coming home, saying something about I need a ride, my car broke down, and I was standing on I was standing 10 toes down, like, nope, I'm not gonna help you. You don't get to just leave and then call me for help. So I stood my ground. I stood my ground. Well, about 3, 4 nights in, he comes home and he doesn't say hi. He doesn't speak to me. He goes straight to his closet and grabs some clothes. So I was thinking, how is he here if his car's broken down? Something literally told me, look out the window. Y'all, when I say I looked out that window, I saw a truck, a SUV to be exact. And I instantly knew this was somebody that shouldn't have been in my driveway. I walk outside. Mind you, he still hasn't said a word to me. I walk outside. I walk up to the driver's window, and it is his ex-girlfriend. Mind you, this is the same ex-girlfriend that seemed to pop up throughout our entire relationship, and he always told me, never worry about her. I don't want her. She cheated on me. Talked all kind of crap about her, right? But there was something always in my gut that just like didn't feel right because she always seemed to like come up. And here she was in my driveway. So I go up to the car and I said, so you are so-and-so? She looked at me. Her window was rolled up. She kind of was like, didn't say anything to me. She looked at me, but she didn't say a word to me. In that moment, it was just one of those things where it's like, Sierra, what do you do? Do you attack her because she's in your driveway? Or do you leave this alone because you're already humiliated? So I retreated. I decided to walk away. He came outside. He kind of like laughed. He thought that it was so funny that I had got to see this. Mind you, this girl wasn't ugly at all. So what a way to play on my insecurities. He's not an attractive guy at all, but this girl, she definitely was a pretty girl. So nothing I can say about that. He made this little smug comment about like, I left your key, you know, or I'll bring your key back or something like that. Basically insinuating to the fact that he wasn't coming back home. This is who he was leaving with. And they left. And I walked in the house and felt like a fucking fool. And of course, I cried. I cried like a baby. I didn't call him. I didn't beg him. But I felt like a fucking idiot. He was gone for about 2 weeks. And I didn't call him. I didn't bother him, right? I was upset. I was hurt. I was all of those things that a wife would be. Mind you, we were married at this point when he left to go be with his ex-girlfriend. He called and like said something to me along the lines of, I realized that I made a mistake, yada, yada, yada. I want to come back home. I let him come back. I let that man come back home after completely humiliating me, making a fool out of me, and already showing months into the marriage that he was going to be a terrible husband. I tell that story because I settled in that moment. Honestly, I settled before that, but I definitely settled in that moment when I let him come back in that house and I let things honestly go right back to normal, pretended as if it didn't happen. I asked him if he slept with her. He told me he didn't. He said he slept on her couch the whole time. Later down the line, I ended up finding, well after me leaving him, I ended up finding out that he definitely had sex with her. I think on the very first night, but I was so wrapped up in that whole, you gotta stay with somebody because you're married and you gotta fight through this, that I literally tricked my brain to say, he said he didn't sleep with her, so he didn't. That's what our brain does to us when we are just, I don't know, I'm just gonna say fucked up, right? Fucked up. That's trauma. When you decide to stay with somebody who you know is treating you wrong, and you know it just doesn't feel good and you still stay, that is not love, girl. That is trauma. And I don't want you to settle for that. I don't want you to, even though I did not stay married long, and thankfully I didn't waste my years with this guy. I wasted a little bit of time, but it was very short, and I am very grateful for the lesson, and even more thankful for the fact that I had the strength to leave him. I know that right now there's somebody that's watching this video that's going through something similar, if not worse, and they are still with this man or with this girl, right? Again, it doesn't matter. This goes both ways. Why are you settling for that? Why are you letting yourself stay with somebody who, just because they don't hit you or just because they, aren't doing the worst of the worst, you feel like it's okay to settle for the bare minimum? They don't have to really date you because, they got a job, right? they don't have to give you compliments because, I mean, they live with you, right? So, I mean, they obviously like me because they chose to live with me. All these little things that our brain like gaslights us to believe, it is so toxic, so unbelievably toxic, and it is nothing but trauma. I don't want you to ever in your life settle for somebody that does not treat you the way you should be treated. Furthermore, I'm not talking to the girls who are toxic, hitting their men, hitting their women, treating your partner like trash, and then expecting for them to go buy you flowers. I'm not talking to y'all, because if you're doing that to your partner, you are not the good partner. I am talking to the people that are doing right by their partner. They are a good person and they are just getting treated like shit. That's who this video is for. I went through it. I don't want you to go through it. And if you're going through it, watch this video and learn from me. You need to leave. You need to come up with a plan. I don't care if you have kids. I had at the time 3. And you need to leave. I had to literally start my life completely over. It is what it is. I did it. And thank God that I was sent a man who literally changed my life. And I am the happiest that I could ever be with the person that I am with. And I am getting treated the way that I want to be treated. So don't settle for anybody that's treating you, or don't settle for anybody that is giving you the bare minimum. You deserve so much better than that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know it wasn't the longest. I don't know how long I want to make my videos yet. I think I want to keep my videos in that like 8 to 10 minute range. Just because I know people's attention spans can be kind of short. So, you know, but I don't know. Let me know if you want me to make my videos longer. I might consider it. But thank you so much just for watching this video. I hope that this video inspires you to leave. If they are giving you the bare minimum, if they are not treating you with respect, or just treating you the way that you deserve to be treated, leave. Stop settling, okay? Make sure you like this video for me, please. Subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. I'm definitely going to drop more videos like this, and thank you so much. I hope you guys have a good rest of the week. And honestly, it's Friday, so it's the weekend. But yeah, make sure you like, subscribe. Thank you so much. Peace.